Look, if you think women only care about money, height, or looks, you've been lied to. Now, sure, those things can help, but they're not why you're single. So, what actually matters? Well, science has already given us the answer, and it's probably not what you think. So, in this video, I'm going to break down real research on attraction and show you exactly what's keeping you stuck, and more importantly, how to fix it. Okay? So, first and foremost, who am I? Well, my name is Alan, and I help men just like yourself to get past all of their dating issues and to just get their dream girl by, again, focusing on what actually works. Not the random advice you hear from dating gurus, but real data, not opinion, science. Real studies involving hundreds of thousands of women all across the world in 37 plus different countries. So if you want real results, well then stick around. Okay, so here's the thing. Most men believe a few major lies about attraction, and those lies are the reason why they stay stuck. So the first lie is that you have to be rich. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, resources definitely matter, but they don't matter how you probably think. So studies show that ambition and status perception are so much more important than just having money. She'll choose the guy who has ambition and who is pursuing more in life over the guy who has $1,000,000 but is just kind of lazing around. Women are attracted to men with a clear purpose and a clear drive in life, not just a fat wallet. Okay? And when you only have money, you end up like this guy. You know, she's chasing you just for the money. Now, the second myth is that you're not tall enough. Now, I coach a lot of guys and I consistently hear this. Now, yes, I'm not going to lie to you. It can give you an advantage. But what matters more is confidence, ambition, charisma. And again, research has consistently shown that a man's presence and how he carries himself often outweigh the simple physical traits. And thirdly is the lie that it's just all about looks and status. Now again, I'm not gonna lie to you, looks certainly help, but looks matter only to a certain degree. And what matters more is how you present yourself. Even if you're not conventionally good looking, if you improve your grooming, your style, and your fitness, you can drastically change how attractive you appear, even if you don't, again, have those conventional good-looking factors in your favor. So the point is this. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be tall. You don't need to look like a model just to win. I mean, I have a lot of guys. I have a guy who's 5'6", not very tall, but he's just, he gets so many dates with good girls. And before he started working with me, he hadn't went on a date in 6 years. And he had this mindset of, oh, like they don't want short guys. And no, it's just you have the wrong system. You need to focus on what actually matters. But anyways, that's enough of all of that. What do women actually want? Well, the issue is that a lot of pickup artists and dating gurus, they give advice based off of their one-off situations. And sometimes this information is useful, but a lot of the times it's not. So I like to approach everything from more of a scientific, data-driven approach. Okay, so quick 30-second side note before we actually talk about what women want. First, I'll explain where this data comes from. There's a study by David M. Buss. He's one of the founding fathers of evolutionary psychology, which is the branch of science that just dives into mating preferences for men and women. And in that study, he literally analyzed behavior from 10,044 women in 37 countries all across the world, and he found out what women look for. And there's another study by Linda Lindberg that looks at the mating behavior of 170,000 people all across the world. So I've literally spent thousands of hours diving into these studies, diving into books, and applying this stuff myself. So I'm not going to bore you with the science, but just realize that this is all data-based and it's not just stuff in theories and BS in my head. It's all data-driven. So anyways, these studies and countless others show that there are a few universal traits that women are biologically attracted to, and they can't resist them. It's kind of like flavors in food. Like if you have the right flavors, you don't think about if you like the food. It just tastes good. It's the same with women. They don't think about whether or not they logically like you. It's just, okay, you either have these things or you don't. So number one is confidence, aka non-neediness. And women are drawn to men who don't need their validation. It's not about arrogance, it's about knowing your value and not seeking approval. Okay? And why this is so powerful is because this is just a proxy for the other traits. When a man is very confident, that implies that he has status, that he's resourceful, that he's physically healthy, that he has options. So confidence and non-neediness, they imply so many other positive traits. Okay? Now, the second trait is status. Status in leadership. Now, in every culture around the world, women consistently rank status as one of the most attractive traits in men. But again, it's not just about money. It's about how other men respect you and perceive you, and how other women do as well. And so there's so many ways to modify this, even if you're not a high status man quite yet. How you dress, how you walk, how you talk, how you look people in the eye when you talk to them. There's so many factors you can bend in your favor, even if you're not a conventionally high status man. Okay? So number three is resourcefulness. And what that basically comes down to is a mix of several different traits. Things like intelligence, things like ambition, things like status plays into this. Things like how hard do you work? At the highest level, historically and biologically, women want a man who can take care of them. So resourcefulness ties into that. And number four is masculinity and health and strength. Now, women are biologically wired to be attracted to signs of good health and strength. This doesn't mean you need to be a bodybuilder. There have actually been studies, side note, there have been studies that show that women are more attracted to guys who have more of a moderate physique as opposed to an extreme bodybuilder physique. But the point is that working on your fitness, working on your health, working on how you look, it can dramatically improve how women perceive you. And number five, this one is often overlooked, but it's emotional connection. And I don't mean this in some soft, modern day, new age BS where we just want guys to be super emotional and super sappy. No, but women want a man who can make them feel something. Women are very emotional creatures, as you probably realize. And so being able to just tap into her emotions, make her feel alive, and make her feel like, who is this guy? He's so fun. He's so exciting. I don't know what it is about him, but he just taps into something primal within me. When you can make her feel that way, I'm telling you from experience, you stand out above the millionaires, above the guys with the 10 out of 10 physiques. So it makes you dangerous. But anyways, that's enough of the theory. Now that you know about what matters, let's talk about how you can actually start getting real results real fast. Okay? So all that is cool, but how do I actually apply it to start dating better women? It's simple. So step one is that you have to fix your presentation. If you're walking through the world and you're not walking with confidence and you're wearing poorly fitting clothes and you don't groom well and you have a terrible haircut, well then even if you are a high quality man, nobody is going to perceive you that way because you look like shit. So you need to wear clothing that really complements your best features. But on top of that, one of the quickest ways to really just ramp up your dating life is to do a photo shoot on dating apps. Because here's the thing. On dating apps, the top 10% of profiles get 80% of the matches. It is the most unequal economy out there. And most men just don't know how to get results. And it's because they're not presenting themselves right. It's not that the top 10% of profiles are just 1,000 times more attractive. It's that they take better photos. They have better lighting. They have photos that show status, that show resourcefulness, that show health. And again, when you can tap into those traits, well, then you're automatically going to get results. So again, long story short, for number one, fix your presentation. That's just a matter of improving how you dress, improving how you carry yourself, and improving your dating app presentation. It's a mix of a lot of different things. But number two, build social confidence. This one is very important. The reason why most guys are single is because they have no social life and because even when they see beautiful girls, they don't do anything. So for number two, it just comes down to approaching women in person, making your intentions very clear. Yes, it's scary at first, but it's also where the best results come from. Dating apps are great, but the real results come from in person. So I coach my clients on a simple framework based on science, not guesswork. And trust me, it works. A lot of guys have this negative perception of dating and of approaching women in person, and they feel like it's creepy or that it's weird or that it doesn't work. And I promise you, it does. And my clients have seen that. I've seen it. It's the traditional way, and tradition is tradition for a reason. Okay. And number three is build your purpose. Now, women are naturally drawn to men who are on a mission. When you have something bigger in your life that drives you, you automatically become more attractive. It's not something that is just nice to have, it's essential. Purpose makes you magnetic. Purpose directly ties back into so many of the traits that we talked about earlier. It ties back into resourcefulness, it ties back into status, it ties back into non-neediness. Purpose is such an important thing. And when you get that, everything else takes care of itself. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you got some serious value out of this video. Yeah, that's really it. God bless. I'll see you guys soon.